particulière jusqu'aux États-Unis, en Europe et au Canada. Ils sont finalement de retour parmi nous avant le festival de Byblos. Mashrou Leila, bienvenue sur Light FM live sur YouTube. Alors, c'est une première, hein. Je sais que Mashrou Leila aime bien les premières, là c'est quand même assez exceptionnel. Voilà, le live sur YouTube, ça me fait bizarre d'être filmé d'ailleurs, parce que j'aime pas trop les caméras, moi, tu vois, je suis un mec de radio, moi. Voilà, filme-les eux, là, Jerry. Kif Koen?
Ça va très bien.
Pas trop fatigué, parce que je sais que, as artists, usually, you don't like mornings too much, especially you, Ahmed.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned it a few times.
But
Yeah?
I woke up early.
Alright.
But I had no idea we were filming, so now.
Oh, come on, you always look good. What do you care about?
Right.
Alright, okay, so if you want to know what do they look like, you can actually check them on the apps of Light FM. Okay, so the members are Ahmed SINNO, who's singing, and the leader, IBRAHIM BADR at the bass. Carl George at the percussions, right here with us. C'est ça? Percussion? Hein?
Non,
Batterie? Ouais, batterie,
on va m'énerver, il est trop tôt.
Bon, percussion, c'est comme ça, c'est un peu comme les batteries, ça va. Oh là, il est piqué. Haïg PAPAZIAN au violon, il est pas là? Si, il est là, c'est lui Haïg. Et FIRAS FAKHER à la guitare, voilà, bon ben. Alors donc, tout le monde est là, tout le monde est présent, je me perds un petit peu entre tous vos noms, alors je sais que...
Bon, c'est en fait, c'est GERGES et HAIG.
Mais oui, mais bon, comment tu dis,
bon, hein?
comment tu dis Haïg PAPAZIAN?
Comme ça.
Si, I'm perfect.
C'est pas HAIG. Ça
Haig.
va, bah, Tanguy, ça marche.
Oh, Haig, oh là là, ça va, mais bon,
bon,
il parcourt le monde entier, puis là maintenant il revient chez lui, ça y est, il veut qu'on soit à la page. Alors, quatrième album, el-leil, that just got out in November of last year. Now that's a kind of a new sound, some people told us about it when we started playing your music here, maybe a little bit more pop. Anyway, just tell...
Also, I mean, look, 8 years into this, I think we feel a lot more comfortable with being musicians, and I think it takes a certain level of confidence for an indie band to produce a dance album.
Okay.
And it really is that there's, there was a lot of confidence in just saying it's okay, we're going to trust ourselves enough to try something that is to some extent frowned upon, but then also, I mean, with the content of the album, I mean, everything about it is about being in a nightclub and mourning inside a nightclub, and I mean, it's sort of strange
night
that
and partying. Yeah.
So it's always strange when people ignore that part of it and say, oh, why are they making a popular sounding album? I mean, it's conceptually necessary.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, this is a vision that you wanted to, like, have a little bit more fun. Does that mean that the fifth album, or the next that I'm sure you're all thinking about it, and we'll talk about it later, will that also be maybe a new sound, or like something new?
We're actually working on a yodeling album.
I know you always wanted to do that one, so maybe why not?
Going for it. I feel really confident at this point.
And that's gonna be that's gonna be like a very specific album, a specific mood.
Yeah,
We want to target Scandinavia.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say that. Now, that's very good that you're talking about Scandinavia, because I feel like talking about your tour. This is literally amazing, all right? You went literally over almost all the world. I mean, North America, first of all, USA, Canada. The difference between the two countries, if you can say that there is a difference in the public there. Canadians, American, which one was your favorite?
I don't think it's that simple, to be honest. I think it's really a city by city, community by community. I mean, when you're talking about the States, you're talking about a country that's the size of...
That's huge.
I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous, right?
Okay, so let's go more into details. Now, when we talk about the USA, you went to Chicago, you went to New York, Detroit, Boston, Maryland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego. Did you just happen to only see, les salles de spectacle, or did you actually have any interaction?
Depends on the city. Sometimes you're really just there for, like, under 48 hours, you get in, you put your stuff in the hotel if you have time to do that. Otherwise, it's sound check, get dressed, do the show, go to the next
city. We were quite unlucky sometimes. A lot of our planes got delayed, so we arrive from the airport into the venue, play a show.
Extremely tired.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's part of the touring stressful, tough thing of touring.
We got to see some places. We got to spend some time in New York, in DC, and in California. So we drove from San Francisco to LA.
Tell me about the road trip. Where was it? Were you traveling mostly into the bus or planes? Or how was it?
No, we don't do the bus thing.
It's huge distances, so we took mostly the plane.
Ouais.
And even from San Francisco to LA,
All
Hamid
right.
on the plane because he's a princess. It's a 20-minute flight.
Princess is one word, the other word is, you know what, you really want to bring this up on live radio right now. You want me to pin out the reasons why I take flights?
And I feel we can keep playing. We played 3 shows in New York. We played 3.
Yeah, the audience is
Okay.
always packed when we play in New York, and that's a lot of fun. We
Now
did
let's
3
talk about
shows
the
there.
audience, Hamid. What kind of audience were there? Were there like Americans wanting to see a Lebanese band, or were
There
there
was a
some
lot.
Lebanese or other
It was a lot.
Arabs
It was a
wanting
lot
to?
more diverse than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
You know,
Is there
we've
were any
only
exchange?
toured in the U.S. twice, right?
Okay.
So the first time we were there, it was already quite sort of mixed, but obviously predominantly Arabs and diaspora or Lebanese expats.
Sure.
But you know, normally with other countries, it takes like 2 or 3 concerts before the crowd starts to like
True.
diversify. This time it was really insane. It was, you know, between, on average, I think at all the shows, it was about anything between like 15 to 30% people of Middle Eastern or Arab descent. But then also just a very eclectic mix of
A bunch of Americans
Yeah, I
just
mean, the
wanting to
thing is,
see and what you were doing.
we were there in June as well, and June is kind of the time where all the students,
go
all
on.
all like the people that we know, a lot of them were back here,
Yeah.
and so there were a lot of non-Arabs, I guess, at the shows, and it was very nice to see them sing and like know all the words, and then.
And also North America, I mean, you know, we don't feel that way here in Lebanon because we're living in such a small country, but I mean, when you go, for example, from, let's say, Montreal to Vancouver, and this is like 2 different cities, 2 different culture, completely 2 different public.
Yeah.
How was it to be, for example, in Montreal, where we know that the Lebanese diaspora is bigger, and I mean, you know, the
Look,
Montreal people.
is home for us.
Yeah.
We've spent so much time there over the last 4 years, really like tune recording the third
Any
album.
fun thing that happened, you know, between you and the fans eventually, somewhere?
When we had poutine at 4 a.m.
You had what? A poutine! Ah, une bonne poutine! Une bonne poutine à Montréal! I mean, Vancouver, for example, is supposed to be, you know, extremely open city and very nice.
Yeah, it was,
How
it was
it
the
for
first
your
time
concert?
in Vancouver.
Mhm.
It was very nice. I mean, it's there's a lot of nature. It's very connected to the surroundings, and to the
Environmental,
water,
exactly.
and to the. And we went to this
Park.
suspension,
Bridge.
weird suspension bridge.
And we
That's-
found our favorite breakfast place in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It was so good that we went 3 times.
Now tell me, what was it called? What was it called so that I
I
can
don't
know?
remember.
We're not going to advertise for it because we had some tension with them the last time we were there.
All right, let's go to Germany. Now let's leave the States. Let's go back to Europe. You know Germany. You've been there before.
Berlin's amazing.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now you know the people there, the crowd. Any cool thing that happened in Germany?
I feel like Berlin stories are stories that should not be discussed on the air.
But
To be completely
Oh,
honest.
come on, some fun story, some cool, good mood story. You know, this
I
is the Bonne
mean,
Humeur. Come on. Something fun that happened
Look, let's
between
just put it
you
this way.
and...
Often when we're in Berlin, but we just know that we were in Berlin, but we don't remember a lot of the details. Things tend to blur after 6 a.m. at BADR, and it gets a little.
Okay, it is a night album.
No, I mean, what
You've
was
been in
funny-
Leil, so...
In particular, you know, we love the festival. We love the organizers. We've had a great relationship with them over the course of our career.
Are you going to do the same concept that you've been doing all over the world in Lebanon, or is it
More or
going to be a
less,
bit-
but
more tailored
we have a
for
particular
the
setup going on.
There is a few surprises that...
We're pulling out some
many
guns,
surprises.
not like literally. But
No, I mean 6 years ago, like playing Byblos Festival was one of the shows that kind of changed the course of our career in a way. It was the first big festival that we ever played. We were one of the first bands, or maybe the first Lebanese band, I think, to have a main slot in that festival 6 years ago. And so, to be back, it's really a special feeling for us.
And after Lebanon, you're going straight to Tunisie, je crois?
no, that's actually before.
Tunisie is like after this interview, actually.
This weekend.
Yeah, that's it. I'm so
We're
glad.
leaving this weekend. We basically get back like a day or two before the Byblos show to like. figure out
Tunisia,
the
and
setup.
then Lebanon, and then you're going back to Germany.
You have Europe, you have France and Germany and
And
maybe
London.
Italy and London.
Are you happy that this tour is ending, or you just want to keep on going forever and never stop?
No, it's not really ending. To be honest, it's
Just starting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but I mean,
no,
you know, I
it's
mean, you already been to the States. Question mark for all of you guys.
Yeah, it's true.
We
don't
never sit and decide
Oh, okay.
how will it sound. It just goes there naturally.
I mean, we just released
Stop breathing.
el-leil, so we're still touring the new album, so we're
You just concentrated on the sur la tournée right now.
Yeah,
a lot more
yeah.
than
And it's
than
hard.
the-
Like we haven't experimented enough yet to know where our musical direction is going.
Ah.
And I actually have no idea. It might be really a yodeling album. It really might be.
That's
You
not,
never know.
that's not a question.
Yeah, if he does write it, you know, in between,
yodeling
you know,
and
yeah, it might be yodeling.
Yodeling. That is not so far from yodeling.
It's pretty freaking far.
All right, before we do listen to some of your songs, and you're gonna choose one in a while, we have a few for you to choose from. I know it's hard to choose your babies, but you're gonna have to. I need to ask you one small question before.
We're not playing which one would you kill first.
No, I'm not gonna play that. Look, I have a few here, you know, that we do play on Light FM, so you choose. But first of all, I want to know, what are you guys listening to when you're not listening to your music? What music do you listen to? Hamed first.
I exclusively listen to Mashrou Leila.
Oh, come on,
to keep
come on.
my ears clean. No, I'm joking.
No,
I've been listening to a lot of like neo soul, and like finding
And you-
weird stuff in these strange like corners of the internet. But a lot of it is really fun, and there's a lot of like interesting production stuff going on. I think we're actually doing this for the next segment.
Any name of bands that we can have on your playlist right now? I don't know, yesterday night, this morning.
Actually, I'm really feeling the new Sellers album. It's produced by Ariel Pink, and there's a lot of like really interesting stuff in it. It's also just cool that their approach to sort of nostalgia is very sort of in your face. You know, the opposite of sort of the Reynolds like Retromania approach. It's kind of cool. It's
Still all the way in the music, Hamed. Very good. And tell me, what's your playlist right now?
My playlist.
Yeah, you have your
is-
phone. Very good,
yeah,
very
I have
good.
my phone. I have Bobby Womack,
Right.
LCD Sound System, RKCB, SG Lewis.
so Carl.
Etc. Etc.
I'm just gonna put it out there that Carl got a Spotify account and
I
basically
I'm
at
just
this
so
point
regular,
finds
so-
these single songs everywhere and goes like, well now
I like
man,
it.
well now you don't know them. I'm like, Carl, give me one other song by RJD2. He's like, I have to explain to him that RJD2 has been on for a while. And
Haig, the violinist,
I mean,
tell me.
Kiss.
To be honest, like when we were on tour, the new Radiohead album came out, and there were like a couple of albums that we were listening to.
It was the road.
It's going okay.
Cool.
I can't complain.
Very good, and extremely happy. This is Mashrou Leila live in our studio and live
On YouTube.
filmed by. Come on, give me this. This is the guy who's filming everything. Our bear, Jerry. Yeah. Hey, come on, this is live stuff. So, all right, guys, look, I have a few songs from you, and I need to finish up this interview. So.